What's up, everyone? My name's Trey, and I'm going to be talking about Nike today. So let's dive on in. All right, so first things first, what to expect in this presentation. I'm just going to follow this cycle. I'm going to talk about a little background of Nike as a company and the problems they're facing, then talk about the purpose of why I'm here and the solutions to those problems and the considerations that went into coming up with those solutions. And then I'm just going to talk about how I'm going to implement and evaluate the solutions and just bring it all together. All right, so first things first, two topics that I wanted to focus on mainly. Um, Today is improving communication within the workplace and more importantly within teams within the workplace and motivating employees and increasing job satisfaction. Now these two may seem pretty self-explanatory as to why they're important to a company, but I'm going to touch on a little bit more uh, in detail later on in the presentation of why I chose these two. So a little background of Nike though. They were created back in 1964 by Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight. The word Nike is actually stands for the Greek goddess of victory. And before that, they were actually named Blue Ribbon Sports. So you can kind of see a point of emphasis placed on competition and, more importantly, victory uh, within the workplace. Since being created, they have rose to be the number one retailer of athletic apparel in the world, and their mission statement is to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. If you have body, you're an athlete. If you guys don't know, Nike has a bunch of business partnerships and sponsorships with various sports teams all over the world, from as professional as the NBA and the MLB, NFL, to as amateurs, high school sports. So they're all over the spectrum of teams and and sports. So you can see with their involvement with all these teams, it's kind of self evident that they use teams in the workplace and they feel that teams are needed to succeed within the workplace. But one problem they are facing, however, is they're not I guess not showing their employees enough um, appreciation, you can say, and they're leaving it to their competitors and another thing is they're being bashful and they're afraid to voice their opinion and show criticism to their fellow coworkers. So this is never good in the organization. So like I said, the first problem is if employees are afraid to speak up. Some people feel as if other group members aren't pulling their weight within the team, and they're afraid to voice their opinion. They're afraid to help because they think that their teammates are going to take their criticism the wrong way. So these people are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Um, Upper management doesn't want to hear about these little problems because they're saying that it's beneath them. That they have this fix it within the group mentality. So nobody really wants to undress the elephant in the room. So this lack of communication is very unhealthy. And another thing is employees are feeling like they're unappreciated. They're flying under the radar. They're not being appreciated enough and shown enough, praise within the workplace. So, which is leading them to basically question why am I still here? This guy right here has got a chronic case of continuous commitment. He doesn't have any emotional ties to anything in the workplace, any people, anything there. And that's one of the reasons why one of the purposes of me being here is basically promote communication and um, show employees that when used the right way, communication and criticism is fun. Talking is fun. And another one is I'm just going to use Maslow's hierarchy of needs to show how how these solutions are working within the workplace. So the main consideration I feel like you guys should know that went into these solutions was productivity is on the back burner. It wasn't really something that was focused on mainly, even though it is one of the main problems within the organization. Um, this is because I feel like productivity can't be solved with implementing one program. It's a mixture of things. Productivity is a combination of trust. If you don't have trust, that's one of the main things that contributes to the productivity of a team. And motivation. If you have a Debbie Downer in your group, everybody is going to result of that. Everybody's gonna be affected by that because that person is a cancer. Also loyalty. If I can't, if I don't think you're loyal, I think you're gonna take my ideas and go to another team with them. That's that's not healthy to a relationship within the workplace either. And all of these lead up to chemistry. If you don't have chemistry, you're not going to have anything. You're not going to get anything done. And satisfaction, like I just said, if you're going to be, negative Nancy in the group because you're not satisfied, or even if everybody's not satisfied, nobody's going to want to get anything done. And then communication, probably the most important of them all. Um, and that's one of the main things I wanted to focus on. But by improving all of these, I feel like productivity will boost as a result. So let's go to solutions. So first solution is pizza payday. um Reason I chose this as one of the solutions is because people in management positions and within organizations really, I think they fail to recognize how important food can be as a motivator to their employees. So every Friday, not only are they getting the one thing that's most important to them, which is money, they're getting the second best thing, which is pizza. Who doesn't love pizza? So this is fulfilling that physiological need of just food and shelter and water, stuff like that. Employee of the month. This is mainly for esteem needs. Employees are feeling very underappreciated, so just giving them, just offering them, recognition. Letting them know that they're working hard, and we see that they're working hard. Even something, a reward such as a better parking spot for that month, or anything like that can really light a fire under an employee to get them going. Another one is say it with your chest. Um, like I said before, employees are having a lot of time, a lot of trouble communicating with their fellow coworkers, and basically we're just going to implement this program, which is CHESS, stands for Communication Helps Everyone Succeed Today. So this is going to be placed in effect, in team meetings and just all over the workplace. We're really going to really boost communication and really try to promote the use of communication. Then the last one is team goal setting. So I feel like this is important because when you set goals as a team, everyone's going to know the steps needed to take that goal. And this helps because when you set goals as a team, you make sure that the individual goals, with the goals within, or the goals for the individuals within the team, don't conflict with the goals of the team. And this also helps with improve individual accountability because you can also assign a role for everyone to play in order to accomplish that goal. So now how these solutions are going to be implemented, basically fulfilling every need. That's when we go back to asking Maslow. Let's just take a look at the hierarchy of needs. So even though the bottom one is a joke, but it kind of ties into that physiological need. You need a healthy workplace and a comfortable workplace for your employees. You've got to have water in the cooler at all times. You got to have coffee in the kitchen. You got to make sure your employees are taken care of. If you take care of your employees, it's gonna come back to you at some need, at some way. But the next need, safety and security. The Employee of the Month program really tackles this one because it gives them a sense of job security. If you see that you got Employee of the Month, you're just like, all right, yeah, like I'm good. But it's still gonna make you want to achieve more. Another one, the social needs and the esteem needs. This is also being tackled by the Employee of the Month solution by just boosting their self-esteem and boosting their confidence because like I said, they're being really unappreciated. They're feeling that way, and that's not healthy to a company or to the employees. And then the self-actualization. This, if everything goes right, if all the employees are motivated and satisfied, and the communication is on point, this is going to lead to self-actualization. This is even Maslow said, this is rarely achieved. This is the point where everybody's potential is being put to full use. So this is an employee who is being all he can be, or all she can be. And all the solutions, if implemented correctly, are going to lead to this. So another one is group meeting. So like I said, the Say It With Your Chest program and the team goal setting is going to take place within group meetings, and this is going to be a judgment-free zone. You can say anything you want to your employee, or like to your coworkers, and you're not. It's a safe space basically. You're free from being judged or criticized or anything like that. Like, well, not criticism, but criticism is encouraged, but as long as it's positive criticism. All right, an evaluation. So basically, how I'm gonna measure how these programs are working is just ask. We're not gonna know how the employees feel unless we ask them. So we're just gonna sit them down with interviews and basically just talk to them about uh, how they feel that their motivation has improved or declined, and how they're satisfied with their job and how they feel like communication has improved or went down within the program period. But if these things don't work out, if the employees aren't a big fan of them, then we're just back to the chopping block and just come up with programs that better tailor to the employee's needs. And so back to the two main topics. So the reason I focused on these two is I feel like these were the most important when talking about success of an organization. Communication and motivation, I think, trump leadership and having mentoring programs and stuff like that. Just because leadership is something like, just like productivity, it can't be improved by implementing one program. It's leadership has building blocks. It's not something that you can just fix, like go out and fix. And I feel like by achieving those lower needs and really working on the steps needed in order to achieve leadership and other things like that, such as communication and motivation, then uh, leadership, it'll take care of itself basically. So yeah, that's basically why I just chose those two. So this would be the time for any questions. If you guys could just uh, send me any questions, I guess, to my email or anything like that. But thanks for your time, and thanks for watching. So have a good one.